This guy was out walking his dog when he captured the incoming tsunami.
Ё-моё!
Wow, that guy filled up quick.
What if Earth's most dangerous giants aren't found in jungles or on distant islands, but right beneath the ground you walk on? Here in 2025, real volcanoes are sending some seriously disturbing signals, from record-shattering quake swarms to fissures opening after centuries of sleep. I'm talking concrete, scientifically confirmed alerts.
So today is August the 5th, 2025, and we are hearing that there is a parade of volcanoes that is erupting all throughout the Pacific, and experts are now warning that there could be a huge earthquake on the way with what we're seeing, and also developments in what they believe is causing the earthquakes. Let me go ahead and share with you the latest articles and video footage so you can see it for yourself. Take a look at the headlines with me. Now this says, experts warn hidden earthquake threat beneath North America could strike at any moment. Experts on high alert as multiple volcanoes in the Pacific Ring of Fire suddenly come to life. Now, what's interesting about this is take a look at this article. This actually came out days before we saw that massive 8.8 strike in Russia. And now take a look at the headlines coming out today, August the 5th. Russian earthquake has caused a parade of volcanic eruptions, experts say. The volcano has caused part of the Kamchatka Peninsula to shift to the southeastward. So the entire peninsula is actually shifting. We're hearing there is massive volcanic activity. The tectonic plates are shifting, and they are warning that there might be even larger earthquakes that could be on the way.
Here are volcanoes showing ominous behavior right now. In May 2025, Hawaii's Kilauea volcano put on one of the wildest lava shows it's had in years. A massive eruption sent lava fountains soaring over 1,000 feet into the air, taller than the Eiffel Tower and twice the height of the Washington Monument. This was part of episode 23 in a relentless eruption series that began in late 2024. For nearly 6 hours, the crater lit up the sky with glowing fountains and an ash plume that climbed more than 14,000 feet. Tourists and residents gathered at safe viewing points as lava flooded nearly half the crater floor, turning the night sky orange. It was a terrifyingly beautiful reminder that this is one of the most active volcanoes on Earth, and it is definitely not done yet. Beneath the Pacific Ocean, around 300 miles off the coast of Oregon, lies Axial Seamount, an underwater volcano that's inflating like a balloon. Scientists have been watching it closely and now say it's likely to erupt before the end of 2025. What makes this one different is that it's deep below the surface.
Look what's happening in Yellowstone right now. This was recorded by a tour guide that has been there for over 6 seasons and has never seen anything like this before. Now, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Yellowstone is home to a super volcano.
All right, so it's pretty big.
The past week or so, flocks and flocks of animals have been leaving Yellowstone Park. Nature always gives warning signs.
Yeah.
And this is a warning sign. If you live in or around Yellowstone, I would heed nature's warning. Peace.
Now, take a look. Also, coming out today, August 5th, a second earthquake in days has struck New Jersey and shakes parts of New York again. Also coming out, another big one today, August 5th, a 5.7 earthquake strikes near the Dominican Republic hours after a smaller quake strikes Haiti. A 5.7 magnitude earthquake has struck off the southeast coast of the Dominican Republic. And also, this is very fascinating. Now, let me know if you've heard this. We are seeing what they're saying, the Ring of Fire light up with what they're describing as a parade of volcanoes that all are erupting. In fact, 7 of them hitting all at once right now after we saw that 8.8 magnitude earthquake hit in Russia, and one that they're saying is erupting the first time in 600 years. It has laid dormant. They said they have awoken a sleeping giant over off the coast of Russia. Wow. As we're now hearing some experts warn that this might just be the beginning of more to come. The activity, the shifting of the tectonic plates, the Pacific Ring of Fire, they're saying it is lit up right now. Drop in the comments your number. Let me know. Number one, this is just natural happenings, or maybe it's even solar flares. Number two, some people were saying God is mad at Russia for all the conflicts that are taking place right now. Number three, I had some people saying that this was maybe a underground nuclear test by Russia that went bad and set off some sort of activity underground as a result of an explosion. And number four, some people are saying this is weather manipulation, that they're claiming that there are these natural causes, but somebody here is causing this to actually happen.
The poles are shifting and the ocean is literally starting to reverse. That might sound crazy, but it's happening. This is a once in a several thousand year event, and it's unfolding in our lifetime.
Hey, so just in case nobody told you, there apparently has been a significant reversal in ocean current in the southern hemisphere of this planet. The implications are absolutely terrifying, and if you are a person who trusts scientists, which I'm one of those people, I do trust science, and I do trust the information given, especially because it's not received the actual news coverage it should have. And it won't, I'm sure.
Iceland's Reykjanes Peninsula has been absolutely unhinged. Since 2021, it's had 12 volcanic eruptions, and the latest, on July 16th, 2025, cracked open a massive fissure over a kilometer long near a coastal town. Lava came pouring out fast, forcing quick evacuations, shutting down the famous Blue Lagoon spa again, and coating the sky with thick gas and ash. What used to be a peaceful tourist region now feels like a live-action lava park. The ground hasn't settled since 2023, and this is likely just another chapter in an ongoing volcanic saga.
Start off with some video footage covering this volcano that is erupting for the first time in 600 years. Volcanoes are erupting in mass. They're saying a parade of volcanoes after that massive quake in Russia. Let's go ahead and take a look.
For the first time in centuries, this massive Russian volcano roaring back to life, sending plumes of ash and smoke 3 miles up into the air. These images captured by a stunned helicopter tour guide mid-flight as he flew over the Krisheniakov volcano. According to the Smithsonian Institution's Global Volcanism Program, this was its first eruption in nearly 500 years. Researchers near the volcano detecting steam and gas jets breaking through cracks on the slopes of the volcano just after 6 a.m. on Sunday, according to Russian authorities, who say the team was able to safely evacuate. That volcano, less than 150 miles from the epicenter of the huge 8.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Russia's Kamchatka region just last week, and right on the cusp of colliding tectonic plates along the Pacific's notorious seismic Ring of Fire. Last week's quake, one of the largest ever recorded, destroying buildings in Russia and triggering tsunami warnings in Hawaii and parts of California. This eruption, the second reported on the Kamchatka Peninsula since that earthquake, as a third volcano shows increased activity, a surge in seismic activity that scientists say may be related.
You've just moved the ground a lot, and that's really shaking up the volcanic system. It's not a huge surprise to think that they're related, but we've never seen it before.
Concern mounting that lava flow from that second volcano could speed up the melting of glacier ice in the area, endangering any people nearby, a well-known risk in other volcanic areas like Iceland.
Clearly, wherever the lava is coming out, it's going to be melting any ice around it. The experience in Iceland is really extreme flood events because so much water is released in a very short period of time, and it would just depend on who's downstream from that.
Indonesia's Mount Luatobi Laki-Laki exploded on June 17, 2025, launching an ash column more than 11 kilometers, nearly 7 miles, into the sky. That massive ash plume forced the cancellation of dozens of flights to and from Bali, disrupted air traffic across the region, and blanketed local towns with volcanic dust. Panic swept through coastal communities as tsunami fears circulated, even though, thankfully, no wave followed. Authorities scrambled to expand the exclusion zone around the volcano to 8 kilometers. Locals wore masks as ash rained down like snow.
Experts warn of hidden earthquake threat beneath North America could strike at any moment. Now, let's go ahead and see what this had to say, and then we're going to be looking at the articles that came out today with new developments. Now, a previously quiet fault line beneath North America is now feared to be a ticking time bomb, and experts warn that it could unleash a devastating earthquake with no warning, shaking parts of the United States. Canadian scientists have discovered that the Tintina Fault, located just 12 miles from Dawson City in the Yukon, has been silently building up underground pressure and may be on the verge of erupting in a massive quake. The fault runs beneath highways, rivers, and critical infrastructure and stretches into interior Alaska, raising fears that it could send tremors into British Columbia, Alberta, and Montana, according to seismologists. Dr. Michael West, state seismologist at Alaska Earthquake Center, told the Daily Mail that this new study shows that it has been quietly building towards a potentially very large earthquake. It is one of the least studied fault systems in North America, and that needs to change, he added. So they're saying that this could erupt and be a big one. One section alone is approximately 81 miles long and could generate a magnitude of a 7.5 earthquake or greater, strong enough to shatter roads, destroy pipelines, and trigger landslides across both Canada and the United States. Researchers warned the consequences could be devastating if the fault breaks, especially since the Tintina Fault has been largely overlooked compared to more famous faults like the San Andreas Fault that extended over 750 miles through California. They said the fault could break along more than 109 miles, causing strong earthquakes in northern U.S. communities, including Alaska's Fairbanks North Star Borough, potentially impacting over 125,000 people.
Alaska's Great Sitkin Volcano isn't making headlines, but it is very much alive. Between July 16th and 22nd, 2025, satellite imagery revealed that lava inside the summit crater slowly advanced about 5 meters. There weren't any explosions or dramatic fountains, but the dome is inflating, meaning magma is still pushing up from beneath the surface. It's the kind of slow burn activity that keeps volcanologists on their toes.
Here you can see on the map those fault lines. Now, the potential earthquake could significantly affect critical infrastructure like the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, particularly for those living in remote areas with limited earthquake preparedness or emergency response capabilities. Now, Dr. Theron Finley, a recent PhD graduate from the University of Victoria and lead author of the study, said the fault may be at a late stage of a seismic cycle. It is quietly built up around 20 inches of slip that could be released in a single catastrophic event. This fault has been hiding in plain sight since it was discovered in 1912 by geologist J. Tyrrell, who documented its existence in the Yukon Territory based on geographical surveys. It stays suspiciously silent while others rumble, leaving it overlooked by quake monitors and hazard maps. But scientists now say that it is a mature, slow-moving fault, the kind that stays quiet for thousands of years before suddenly unleashing a powerful quake. The most dangerous thing is not just the fault, not just that the fault is active, he said. It is that no one's been paying attention to it. Now, the study published in Geophysical Research Letters found that parts of ancient glacial landforms have shifted sideways by nearly 3,200 feet, providing clear evidence of powerful past earthquakes.
From July 8th to 24th, 2025, Mount Rainier, one of America's most dangerous volcanoes, was rattled by over 1,200 earthquakes in just 16 days. This broke all seismic records for the region. While the U.S. Geological Survey confirmed that the swarm was likely due to hydrothermal activity, not rising magma, the sheer scale of the tremors raised serious eyebrows. Nearly 800 of those quakes were carefully analyzed, and monitoring stations are now on high alert for changes in gas or heat flow.
Taking a look closer to home in the United States, today, August 5th, second earthquake in days strikes New Jersey, shakes parts of New York. This is the second felt in just a couple of days. Let's take a look at this so you can see it for yourself. A small earthquake rocked parts of New Jersey on Tuesday, the second to be felt in the region in just a matter of days. Now, a 2.7 magnitude quake was recorded near Hillsdale, New Jersey, just after noon, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The center struck more than 7 miles below ground, so this was not even like 2-3 hours ago that this came out, that we saw this earthquake unfold. Now, also, take a look at this coming out August 5th today. 5.7 quake strikes near the Dominican Republic hours after a smaller quake strikes Haiti. A 5.7 magnitude earthquake has struck off the southeastern coast of the Dominican Republic. And man, let me know your thoughts. All these quakes, volcanoes, tsunami warnings, are you concerned about what potentially could be coming? It says a 5.7 magnitude earthquake struck off of the southeast coast of the Dominican Republic early Tuesday today, jolting residents awake in the Caribbean country and in neighboring Puerto Rico. The quake occurred 24 miles southeast of Boca de Yuma at the depth of 104 miles, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. Now, no damage was reported. Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic are located in a high seismic activity zone. Given that the North American plate and the northeast corner of the Caribbean plate meet in that area, a 4.1 magnitude earthquake also struck near Haiti's capital late Monday at a depth of 3 miles, according to the country's Civil Protection Agency. Now, in August of 2021, a 7.2 quake struck Haiti, killing hundreds of people. It occurred along the same fault zone that unleashed a catastrophic 7.0 earthquake in January of 2010 that killed hundreds of thousands of people as well. So we are seeing activity taking place in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, New Jersey, all throughout the Pacific.
Canalone Volcano has been active for over a year, but in 2025 it got far more intense. On April 8th and again on May 13th, the volcano unleashed explosive eruptions, shooting ash clouds nearly 4,500 meters into the sky and sending shockwaves around the landscape. The blast triggered wildfires, mudslides, and massive lahars, fast-moving volcanic floods that destroyed bridges and roads. Over 28,000 people were forced to evacuate, and flights in and out of the region were grounded. As of July 2025, the volcano is still unstable, and authorities have kept the danger zones in place. This volcano has gone from background threat to full-blown crisis, and it's definitely not over yet. In January 2025, Mount Ibu on Halmahera Island basically lost its mind. In just 19 days, it erupted a staggering 1,079 times, an average of more than 56 eruptions per day. Lava poured out almost constantly, thick ash clouds rose as high as 4 kilometers into the sky, and explosive booms echoed across villages. Authorities had no choice but to evacuate communities near the base. It wasn't one big eruption, it was a rapid-fire onslaught that seemed to never stop. In July 2025, social media exploded with panic after a video went viral showing bears fleeing Yellowstone National Park. The internet did what it does best, freaked out, and rumors swirled that the Yellowstone supervolcano was about to blow. In early 2025, a 4-day earthquake sequence rocked the area near Santorini, Greece. But this wasn't your average tectonic shaking. Scientists discovered the quakes ruptured a hidden 16-kilometer-long fault beneath a volcanic complex, possibly triggered by fluid movement deep underground. That means pressure changes, likely magma or hydrothermal fluids, may have caused the slip.